Test. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brendan Gillen. Bonsoir, messieurs, dames. Je m'appelle Brendan Gillen. Je vous souhaite, au nom de l'Université Mcgill, la bienvenue à la collation des grades printemps 2022 pour l'École d'éducation permanente. Let me welcome you on behalf of McGill University to the spring 2022 Convocation for the School of Continuing Studies. Dans un instant, je vais vous souligner les étapes principales dans le déroulement de la cérémonie. In just a few moments, I'll rehearse with you the principal steps of the ceremony. However, before I do so, may I ask you to join me and giving the Brian San Quintet a very warm round of applause. La cérémonie commencera avec l'entrée du cortège d'honneur et terminera avec sa sortie. Juste avant son entrée, je vais vous demander de vous lever. The ceremony will begin with the entrance of the platform party and will end with its departure. Just before it arrives, I'll ask you all to rise. Une fois le cortège d'honneur est installé sur la tribune, la docteure Tracy Smith-Bissett chantera l'hymne de l'université. Once the members of the platform party have taken their places on stage, Dr. Tracy Smith-Bissett will sing the university hymn. Le chancelier John McCall-McBain, aussi bien que la principale Suzanne Fortier, chacun vous adresseront un bref discours suivi par l'allocution de M. Stephen Hardert, qui aura tout juste reçu un doctorat honoris causa. So the Chancellor of the University, John McCall-McBain, as well as the Principal, Suzanne Fortier, will each say a few words. This will be followed by the Convocation address given by Mr. Stephen Hardert, who will have just received a Doctorate honoris causa. Pour la remise des diplômes, nous procéderons rangée par rangée, il n'y en a pas beaucoup, de l'avant vers l'arrière. So for the awarding of the diplomas, we'll go row by row. There are only 3 rows, so it's not going to be very complicated, from the front to the back. That being said, let me tell you that when you stand up, we'll just take you out as one row and line you up along the side of the tent. Donc, le moment venu pour votre rangée, levez-vous et vous ferez la queue au long du côté de la tente. Avant de monter sur l'estrade, je vous demande de séparer votre ticket en 2 et vous donnerez une partie à la personne au lutrin à droite et l'autre partie à la personne ici en bas qui va vous remettre votre diplôme. Before coming on stage, please tear your line ticket card in 2 along the perforation. You'll give one part to the person who'll be reading the names here on the right, and the other part you'll give to the person down below who will give you your diploma. Pendant la cérémonie, les toilettes publiques à droite ici seront fermées. During the ceremony, the awarding of the diplomas, the public lavatories here on the right will be closed. However, there are public lavatories available in the buildings across the street. Même si les toilettes publiques sont fermées pendant la remise des diplômes, il y a aussi des toilettes publiques à l'autre côté dans les pavillons de l'université. Après la remise des diplômes, la secrétaire générale, Edith Rogowska, prononcera quelques mots de clôture et la docteure Tracy Smith-Bissett chantera l'hymne national. Once the diplomas have been awarded, the Secretary General, Edith Rogowska, will say a few closing words, and Dr. Tracy Smith-Bissett will sing the national anthem. Une fois le cortège est sorti, les diplômés vont sortir rangée par rangée en commençant avec l'avant et en passant vers l'arrière. Il y a un placeur qui va vous indiquer quel moment votre rangée va sortir. Once the awards have been, once the platform party has left, the diploma recipients will leave row by row. You'll be told by an usher at what point your row can file out. We'll be proceeding from the front to the back. Just before, I have one more thing I wanted to say to you. Yes. So just a few things to remind you of. Des rappels. Premièrement, mettez votre téléphone cellulaire en mode vibration. Deuxièmement, ne sortez pas par les issues de secours, sauf en cas d'urgence. Et troisièmement, je vous rappelle que la simple politesse exige que vous ne quittiez pas l'auditoire avant la cérémonie ne soit terminée. So just a reminder, please put your cell phones on vibration mode. Secondly, please do not go out the emergency exit unless there's an emergency. And finally, let me remind you, out of simple courtesy to the other people in the audience, please do not leave before the ceremony has ended. Maintenant, j'ai le plaisir d'inviter le doyen des étudiants, Robin Beach, à vous expliquer les mesures de sécurité mises en place dans l'éventualité très peu probable d'une urgence. I now have the pleasure of asking the Dean of Students, Robin Beach, informing you of the security measures put in place in the very unlikely event of an emergency. Robin.
Merci. Bonsoir tout le monde. Welcome to Mcgill and to this year's Convocation. Congratulations on the success of your graduating friend or family member. My name is Robin Beach, and my role is to tell you about the security procedures and how evacuation. Bienvenue à Mcgill et à la cérémonie de collation des grades de cette année. Je m'appelle Robin Beach et on m'a demandé de vous informer to leave the tent immediately. Please follow the instructions of the security officers and the ushers. Please don't follow the graduates because they will be evacuated to a different location. Ushers and security officers will lead you to the field across the street from the tent. Leave all baby strollers behind, but please take your children with you. You may refer to the evacuation map at the back of your program for more information. If you need assistance at any point, please speak with an usher or a security officer. And once the emergency is over, information will be posted on the Mcgill website to inform you what will happen next. Si une évacuation des lieux devenait nécessaire, le registraire en ferait l'annonce. Vous devrez alors quitter la tente sans tarder. Suivez les instructions des placiers et des agents de sécurité. Ne suivez pas les diplômés, car ils seront dirigés vers un autre pavillon. Les placiers et les agents de sécurité vous dirigeront sur le terrain en face de la tente. Laissez toutes les poussettes sur place. Vous trouverez le plan d'évacuation au verso de du programme. Si vous avez besoin d'assistance, veuillez vous adresser à un agent de sécurité ou à un placier. Une fois la situation d'urgence passée, des annonces seront publiées sur le site web de Mcgill. Je vous remercie de votre attention. Felicitations aux diplômés. Thank you for your attention. Have a wonderful day, and again, congratulations.
As an alumnus, I'm proud to celebrate your Mcgill journey, and I echo the sentiments of everyone who ever graduated from our university with just 3 words. You made it.
As a graduate, you're part of something unique. the Mcgill Alumni Association.
Profiterez donc des avantages auxquels ont droit tous les diplômés et serez ainsi prêts à écrire un nouveau chapitre de votre vie.
Your Alumni Association is an amazing community of more than 275,000 alumni
in over 180 countries.
The global network that we share opens up a world of possibilities and connections.
L'association des diplômés de Mcgill propose également des activités stimulantes et vous guidera avec des activités enrichissantes de mentorat et de réseautage.
Whether you're near campus or halfway around the world, you can easily stay connected through the MAA. Just follow us on social media and share your news.
We are here to celebrate you, cheer you on, and help you reach your next milestones. Welcome.
Welcome.
Bienvenue parmi nous.
Welcome.
Bienvenue parmi nous.
And congratulations on being part of McGill's bicentennial graduating class.
Just to let you know, the platform party is coming down the road, and I'll wait till they're almost here before I ask you to stand so you don't spend a long time on your feet. Be an extra 2 minutes of waiting, you know. I don't have quite enough time to tell a joke, sorry. Please rise, levez-vous s'il vous plaît.
Voulez-vous vous asseoir? You can have a seat. Welcome to everyone. Welcome to little kids too. I saw a lot on the way in. It was great. Well, first of all, thank you for Dr. Smith-Bissett for the wonderful performance of the university song. Et bienvenue à tous les diplômés, leurs familles et les proches amis. Notre principal, Suzanne Fortier, M. Ram Panda, président du Conseil des gouverneurs et membre de la faculté. À titre de chancelier de Mcgill et au nom de Mcgill, bienvenue à notre magnifique campus au centre-ville pour célébrer la cérémonie de remise des diplômes 2022 de votre faculté de l'éducation permanente. As Chancellor McGill University, I welcome you to our beautiful downtown campus and to the class of graduating 2022. Just want to note my wife, I talked to her 2 days ago, and we live in Geneva, Switzerland. She wanted to add a personal note. She really wanted to say congratulations to all the graduates today in continuing education. And she knows that your route has not been traditional, but it's really brought a lot to McGill, and we thank you for it. So let me first and foremost give my sincere congratulations to all graduates. I'm pleased for you, and I'm very proud to share this day with you and your families, friends, and classmates. Votre parcours jusqu'à cette étape est unique dans l'histoire de McGill, parce que vous avez surmonté tant d'obstacles au cours des 2 dernières années de pandémie. Nothing could have prepared you for a university experience that required you to attend most of your classes online, isolated sometimes from your family and friends, and adopt to an entirely new way of living, both in your university but also in your work lives. I'm so proud and inspired by the students, faculty, and administration for your determination to succeed during these challenging times. So I thought to talk about tonight, I just want to talk about those little moments of joy, like the moment the people around the graduates are having right now, les petits moments de joie dans la vie. There are those little moments of joy, probably happening, as I said, to your friends and parents in the audience today, when you start to cry with joy, or your voice breaks because you're about to cry with joy. And your families around you can see in your eyes, the encouragement they gave you, the progress you've made, the setbacks they've overcome, the advice and counsel they've given you. All these parts are coming together tonight, right here, for the graduates, as your partner, friend, comes across the stage and begins the next phase of their life with their new diploma. So don't hold back in your joy on the tears of breaking your voice. This is real life, right now. Live the moment, let it happen. So there are 2 types of moments like this. One is that you personally are so happy to have been part of changing someone's life or lives, and you can see it happen before your eyes. And that is true now for our audience, looking at the graduates come across the stage. There's another moment of joy when you take a moment yourself to appreciate life itself, when all things seem to come together, when all those nights, classes, and other things now come together right here. I'm not saying this is joy for chest beating or ego, and no, it's not crying because a moment of sadness. Today I really want to talk to you about those little moments of joy which you should enjoy right now. Try to balance your life with more joy. And I guess try to think of why you get that joy. A lot of the times it's a result of you helping others, or you recognizing the greatness of your life and the good parts of your life. So graduates, friends, parents, partners, children, and faculty, let me give you some examples of this, besides the probable reactions of your friends and family around you. So personally, every time I have the chance to announce that somebody won a big scholarship, that they've been just awarded, my voice starts to crack. I have to take a second or two to avoid a major tearful moment, because there I can see before my eyes a life changing for the better. It was a defining moment in their life, and I'm so joyful to be part of a changing someone's life. It makes life just so worthwhile. And my wife Marcy, who shares these honors with me to tell students when they won a big scholarship, she has the same feeling when she is announcing this good news. And yes, what about those moments when you appreciate yourself, your life? About 10 days ago, I live in Geneva, Switzerland, and I did the 176-kilometer Tour du Lac in Geneva on bicycle. At about kilometer 25, I looked up and looked at the beauty of the Lac Léman and the surrounding mountains. I took a moment to realize that at 64, I was really doing this. And well, I took a moment and shed a little tear. And then I put my head down and finished the other 150 kilometers. Our principal, Suzanne Fortier, reminded me of these moments of joy on 2 occasions last month. As you may know, Suzanne loves students. She's very proud of their progress and your progress tonight. She was at a board meeting of a scholarship, and she said she loved the meeting. It was only good news, and the good progress with concrete results of talent being provided a scholarship to allow them to have an opportunity to succeed in their lives. Suzanne herself was having a little moment of joy for her major part in setting up this big scholarship. Et deuxièmement, en réfléchissant de sa vie de principal et vice-chancelier de Mcgill, elle a dit au milieu d'un rendez-vous avec beaucoup de personnes de l'université, le travail d'un leader, c'est de passer le flambeau. Quel moment si précieux pour Suzanne en réfléchissant sur ses années à Mcgill. That must have been a moment when Suzanne herself was appreciating life and reflecting on how things seemed to all come together at the close of her term as Principal and Vice Chancellor. So graduates tonight, remember the time when you were accepted to Mcgill. Remember tonight when you're getting your diploma. Remember when you helped a friend and their life starts to get better. These are moments of joy, so let them happen often. Live your life to create more moments of joy. And remember, you did it. You're here. So enjoy this moment, shed a tear. It'll be hard to avoid. And graduates, as you walk out of here, for yourself, take a moment to enjoy this time. Also, the sun has just come out, which is a good sign. And the little tear that you're going to shed is really the water of life being well lived. So, félicitations, les grades de 2022. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Thank you. Merci. J'aimerais maintenant inviter la professeure Suzanne Fortier, notre principale et vice-chancelière de l'Université McGill, à s'adresser à l'auditoire. Now my pleasure to invite Dr. Fortier. Thank you.
Bienvenue à tous nos finissants de 2022 et félicitations. Congratulations to the class of 2022. A warm welcome to you, to your family members, to your friends who have joined us this evening to celebrate you. Et quel plaisir d'avoir enfin la chance d'être ici en personne pour célébrer vos accomplissements. It's important also to take a moment to thank and celebrate those people who've been there for you over the last many months. Your family members, of course, your friends, professors, staff members here at McGill. I think we should give them a big round of applause as well. Of course, Convocation is a natural time to reflect on your accomplishments and your journey. And what a journey you had. We always expect, of course, that there'll be hurdles and bumps on any path, on any journey, but you have had to face the biggest health crisis the world has ever seen. For many of you, that meant combining your study, your work, and your family responsibilities, confined for much of the time. So bravo to you. But at this time, it's important also for all of us to think about what we've learned. Because there's a silver lining. I always think there's a silver lining in most things, and there's certainly a silver lining in the pandemic. I think this crisis has reminded all of us of the fundamental importance of our humanity. We witnessed how interconnected we were globally, and we learned to face the storm together. I think we have a renewed confidence in our ability to face any obstacles. And along with this confidence, we've learned the importance of belonging to a caring and sharing community. This pandemic has reminded all of us as human beings how it is important to reach out, to spend time together in person, to share emotions and experience, to be with one another, whether on campus or at some events that we enjoy together. But the pandemic, I think, was also a very important moment for us to think about the notion of humility. Despite the extent of our knowledge and the advancement of our technologies, we found ourselves unable to find a quick solution to this virus. We were reminded of our vulnerability, but also of the importance of pursuing our quest for knowledge. And we know we will face new challenges in the future. We know that we have challenges right now, such as climate change, military conflict, fight against inequalities. And we must be there, thinking of us as McGillians, of Mcgill the Great, yes, but also Mcgill the Good. It's a call to action for all of us to share and to build a better world. So think about all you've learned, your knowledge, your passions, your skills, your perseverance, and help us build forward better and a better future for all human beings. As the Chancellor said, I'm starting a new chapter in my life. I'll be stepping down as Principal and Vice Chancellor. So a question I get asked all the time, some of you may get the same question, is, so what are you going to do next? Now, I think you know what I need to do next. Keep learning from all these graduates in continuing studies. That's exactly what you're doing. Keep learning, and I will follow your model. That's what I'm doing. So I want to tell you in closing that you're joining a great community as alumni of Mcgill, a community around the world. And you are a part of this community, but you have a very special place in the community because you're the class of the bicentennial of Mcgill. So you have your unique spot in the history of Mcgill. And we're counting on you to stay close to us. Restez près de votre alma mater, revenez nous voir le plus souvent possible et aidez-nous à bâtir le 3e siècle de Mcgill ensemble et un siècle de Mcgill où on sera tous là l'un pour l'autre. Merci beaucoup, félicitations, congratulations.
Merci, Principal Fortier. We will now proceed with the Teaching Award presentations. I invite Ms. Ina Popova, Director of the School of Continuing Studies, to introduce our first winner, followed by Carol Weil, the Dean of the School of Continuing Studies, who will present the second award winner. And I invite the winners, when their name is called, to come up and stand next to the principal. Ms. Popova?
Madam Vice Chancellor, It is my pleasure to present to you Mr. Sylvain Gauthier. Sylvain has been teaching project management in management and entrepreneurship domain and professional development unit at the School of Continuing Studies since 2010. What comes to mind when we think of Sylvain? The creative, passionate, entrepreneurial, outspoken leader, caring teacher, coach, and mentor. We got to know Sylvain 10 years ago as a project leader at Cirque du Soleil. His work then led him to China for 2 years, working as an executive producer at Franco Dragon. He came back full of energy and new ideas. With his cooperation, we have successfully launched a program in executive production for creative industries, drawing on the wealth of experience of Quebec's creative industry leaders to fuel the creative economy in Quebec and Canada by helping equip creative people with business knowledge and skills. Here is what Sylvain's students say about him. A star in project management that will not hesitate to open doors for students outside of the class. He provides us with detailed feedback after a project or an assignment is done. Sylvain is one of the best teachers I've ever had. He is knowledgeable about the subject and really cares about students. I'm grateful for the network he has created for me and the opportunities he continuously tries to provide for my fellow students and I. Madam Vice Chancellor, it is my great pleasure to present Mr. Sylvain Gauthier, winner of the Award for Distinguished Teaching. And now,
Merci. Bonsoir. Madam Vice Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Mehdi Babey. In his current role as faculty lecturer at the Mcgill Writing Center, Mehdi teaches academic writing and communication to undergraduate and graduate students from across the university. During his PhD studies at McGill, Mehdi has acquired meaningful experience conducting teacher training at the Faculty of Education, along with teaching English language courses for the school's Language and Intercultural Communication unit. As a result, he's probably no stranger to some of you today. His teaching is well complemented by the research he has conducted. Mehdi has analyzed reflective teaching practice in Iran and the language, identity, as well as the lived experiences of immigrants in Quebec. It is this grounding in theory, research, and practice that Mehdi brings with great success into the classroom. His students have not only offered effusive praise for the knowledge and resources he has provided, but they have also emphasized his steadfast encouragement with which they have become more confident in their second, third, or in sometimes fourth language. One of his students recounted great insecurity after being confronted by someone about speaking English with an accent. Mehdi responded that if someone says you speak with an accent, it simply means you know at least 2 languages. This affirmation stayed with them, giving them strength. To share this vulnerability requires trust, and to respond in this way requires compassion. Madam Vice Chancellor, it is my great pleasure to present Dr. Mehdi Babey, winner of the Award for Distinguished Teaching. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Popova and Dean Weil. And again, congratulations to the winners of the very well-deserved recognition and important job of teaching at McGill. And now we'll proceed with the Honorary Doctorate presentation. This evening, McGill is honored to celebrate the achievements of Mr. Stephen Huddart. I will ask Professor Carol Weil, Dean of the School of Continuing Studies, to present our distinguished guest, so that he may have conferred upon him the highest recognition that is within the power of the university to grant. And I ask Mr. Huddart to join me at center stage for the presentation of the honorary degree. Dean Weil.
Mr. Chancellor, today's honorary doctorate recipient, Mr. Stephen Huddart, believes philanthropy is not just about giving, it is about helping society evolve. Until his retirement in 2020, he was president and CEO of the McConnell Foundation, Canada's second oldest private foundation. Established in 1937 to support Montreal's civic institutions, including McGill, the foundation has evolved to focus on accelerating the systemic change needed to address the climate crisis, inequality, and Indigenous reconciliation. Mr. Huddart has said, we can't advocate for anybody else changing the way they work if we're not prepared to do the same ourselves. Indeed, during his nearly 2 decades with the McConnell Foundation, he was instrumental in helping not only that foundation, but the wider philanthropic community embrace the problem-solving tools of social innovation, social finance, and social enterprise. Under his leadership, the foundation grew its impact investing portfolio, making investments that secured social and environmental outcomes. He helped create Social Innovation Generation, SIG, a unique public, private, and philanthropic partnership that encouraged social research and development, policy innovation, and the creation of innovation ecosystems. Grâce au leadership de Stephen Huddart, les organisations philanthropiques sont maintenant plus inclinées à revoir l'harmonisation et l'investissement de leurs actifs pour mieux soutenir la transition sociétale et à investir dans la capacité de la prochaine génération à relever les défis sérieux de notre planète. Under his leadership, the McConnell Foundation entered numerous partnerships with Indigenous-led organizations and initiatives, including Cindy Blackstock's groundbreaking work on behalf of Indigenous children, the Chinta Center for Research and Learning, the Winnipeg Boldness Initiative, the Moose Hide Campaign, the Art and Reconciliation Program at the Canada Council of the Arts, and Raven Capital Partners, the first Indigenous venture fund in Canada. He played a key role in the creation of the federal government's $755 million Social Finance Fund, which, when launched later this year, will help Canada address the challenges of the coming decade through cross-sector collaboration in the deployment of capital and financial expertise across the social sector. Mr. Huddart holds a Master of Management degree from McGill University, and we are proud to call him one of our own lifelong learners. Although his career arc defies traditional convention, he has worked as, among other things, a documentary filmmaker, a geophysical observer, a museum curator, and a natural food store manager. He has brought a thoughtful altruism to everything he does. At the British Columbia SPCA, he helped introduce innovations in humane food labeling, animal-assisted therapy, and humane education. He also co-founded Vancouver's Alma Street Cafe, a jazz venue with an active community presence, leading the local Chamber of Commerce to name him Businessperson of the Year. Stephen Huddard's exemplary career has inspired positive social and environmental change across the Canadian charitable sector. Proof positive that the best investments yield dividends that cannot be captured on a spreadsheet. Mr. Chancellor, I present to you Stephen Huddard so that you may confer upon him the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Thank you.
I would now like Dr. Huddard to address the audience.
Bon. Chancellor McCall McBain, Principal and Vice Chancellor Poitier, Chair of the Board Panda, members of the Platform Party, proud family members and guests, and especially Spring 2022 graduates of the School of Continuing Education. Bonjour à toutes et à tous. I am honored to be recognized by my alma mater with this Doctor of Laws honoris causa degree and to be invited to deliver this convocation address, recognizing that this is an important moment in your lives and also in the greater world around us. Let me add that it's wonderful to be here in person and not sitting at home in front of our computers where I'd be competing for your attention with our family cat. Warm congratulations then to each and every one of you. The resilience that you have demonstrated completing your studies while balancing family, work, and community commitments during a global pandemic equips you for times ahead. Most of you have come here from other countries to begin a new life in Canada. Some are from Indigenous nations who have been here for millennia. You are all part of the first graduating class of McGill's third century. And if we had time to hear your stories, I'm sure that we would find inspiration and reason for hope. Now, the ancient Greeks had two concepts of time: chronos, which is sequential and marked in clocks, calendars, and lifetimes. Chronos enables us to plan our next move and also gives us the long view. It is your instrument for accomplishing things like raising a family, advancing a career, or building a business. It also allows society to establish important targets, such as the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which 193 countries have signed and agreed to do their best to meet by 2030, or the Paris 2050 target of keeping global warming to less than 2 degrees, for which, as we know, time is short. The other concept of time is kairos, which links past, present, and future during periods of transformation. It describes a deep shift in principles, mindset, and outlook, and the bold actions that follow. Below turbulence, beyond polarization, gateways to kairos include love, beauty, justice, and peace. And yes, grief and joy. And so as part of this ceremony, I invite you to call to mind the family and friends who could not be with you today. And let us also remember those of past generations whose love, hard work, and sacrifice enabled us all to be here. We acknowledge their victories, even as we take up the work that they left undone. As inheritors of struggles for justice and achievements in many fields, we today are fellow stewards of a planet
in peril. Hopefully, through the lives we lead and the contributions we make, we will become good and worthy ancestors for future generations, acting with compassion and a moral compass, a sense of personal agency, and of our collective power and responsibility to shape the future for the better. Comme la plupart d'entre vous, je suis arrivé à Mcgill plus tard dans ma vie. J'avais presque 50 ans quand je me suis inscrit dans un programme pour les professionnels en milieu de carrière dans le secteur bénévole. We learned about leadership in conditions of complexity and about social innovation, about how changes occur in the systems that we live in and depend upon. Things that we take for granted today, like child labor laws, cooperatives, publicly funded healthcare, gay rights, and more, were once social innovations. After graduation, I went to work at the McConnell Foundation, which had funded this program, and I thus had an opportunity to apply what we were learning to the work that the foundation supported, and to some extent to the field of philanthropy itself. Now, I'm sure that you've heard the saying that if you give a person a fish, you feed them for a day, but if you teach them how to fish, you can feed them for a lifetime. Bill Drayton, the social entrepreneur who founded the global Ashoka Changemaker Network, adds that today we have to restructure the fishing industry to ensure that it is sustainable and operated fairly. He could have been speaking about the changing role of philanthropy. Philanthropy is conventionally expressed as donations to alleviate poverty and support for public institutions such as hospitals and universities. It is important to the recipients and open to everyone. It is not the prerogative of solely the wealthy and the privileged. I commend your commitments of time and money to causes that reflect your values and concerns. Dans cette période d'incertitude économique, les organisations au service des plus démunis ont besoin de notre soutien plus que jamais. However, philanthropy is not limited to acts of charity. It is also about seeking justice for those, justice for and with the exploited and those whose rights are being ignored. More than money, it takes moral courage to challenge the status quo, and to do so as allies takes trust and humility. One of the things that I'm most proud of in our work at the McConnell Foundation is a series of grants to support a Mcgill classmate, Cindy Blackstock, an Indigenous leader whose organization, the First Nations Child and Family Caring Society, which challenged the federal government's underfunding of the education and health needs of Indigenous children on reserves before the Canadian Human Rights Tribunal. It took 9 years, but they eventually won the case, and today tens of thousands of Indigenous children enjoy improved services as a result. During a webinar early in our relationship, Cindy challenged me publicly on my use of the phrase, Canada's Indigenous peoples. She was right. I was wrong. The phrase is paternalistic, and the relationship between Indigenous peoples in Canada is not about one belonging to the other. Constructive criticism is welcome and useful among allies committed to shared goals. But criticism by itself is a poor substitute for working together on solutions. Many people are caught in systems not of their own making and that produce suboptimal or even destructive outcomes. As my friend Neve Leonard, who just graduated from McGill's law school, puts it, work hard on changing systems, but go easy on the people within them. Philanthropy's next frontier involves collaborating on systems changes that no one sector can accomplish on its own. One foundation-supported initiative, the Transition Accelerator, is assembling coalitions that are working on large-scale decarbonization of Canada's energy, mining, and manufacturing systems. Here in Montreal, the Trottier Foundation has launched a pan-Canadian competition to design the best impact investment funds. And together with several other foundations, including McConnell and the Fondation de Gros Montréal, they will invest $90 million with the winning entrants. In Manitoba, grant funding supported the design of a new profession, Indigenous doulas who accompany vulnerable mothers through their pregnancies, the birth of their babies, and their first few months of life. As an alternative to social workers removing babies from their mothers to put them in foster care, the doulas provide culturally informed coaching, peer support, and access to community services. A social impact bond followed, with foundations and others investing $3.5 million to test the intervention at scale. If successful, the government will repay the investors with interest. And early results are so promising that the government has often opened a social innovation office to develop many more social impact bonds. Maintenant, la plupart d'entre vous n'allez pas travailler dans la philanthropie organisée, mais vous êtes la preuve vivante que de meilleurs résultats sont possibles. If you are in the private sector, you are observing a deep shift around the social purpose of the corporation. As TELUS Chief Social Innovation and Communications Officer Jill Schnarr has said, having a social purpose is no longer optional. It is a license to operate. L'innovation politique dans le secteur public s'accélère aussi. In times like these, it's natural to occasionally experience grief and even despair, as old ways are left behind and the new ones have yet to take hold or be sufficiently visible. And social media can often reinforce the sense that things are just getting worse. But grief gives way to joy as we take up the task of working together in what President Fortier called communities of caring. This time of Kairos is deepening every day, guided by love of people and planet, nurtured by beauty, driven by the hunger for justice and the desire for peace. Humanity has entered a period of transformation. You are graduating into this time, for which we are grateful, and we wish you every success. Félicitations, bon courage et bonne chance. Merci.
Well, thank you, Dr. Huddart, a great Canadian. And I'd actually like everybody to stand to give Dr. Huddart a standing ovation for his honorary doctorate at McGill University. Thank you. We will now proceed with the conferral of the academic diplomas and certificates. I'm going to ask Professor Christopher Manfredi, our Provost and Vice Principal Academic, to begin the formal proceedings. Christopher?
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I am pleased to invite students graduating from the School of Continuing Studies for the conferral of diplomas and certificates. Convocation is a truly joyous event in the cycle of a university's life, particularly at McGill, where we have such talented and accomplished students. And it is especially joyous today as we are able to gather in person. Each student crossing the stage will be greeted by the Chancellor, the Principal, or the Chair of the Board of Governors. Students receiving their first degree shall remove their mortarboard or hat. At center stage, they will be symbolically capped, signaling ceremonially the conferral of the diploma or certificate. Students who have already earned a university degree keep their mortarboard on and will be congratulated by a tap on the shoulder. The parchment or diploma or certificate itself is given to students after they have a photo taken and leave the stage. You may see some students wearing red or white scarves. All self-identifying Indigenous students, First Nations, Inuit, and Métis, are entitled to wear graduation scarves at Convocation, in the community, and at any and all future McGill events that they attend. This year, we are proud to welcome 110 new Indigenous graduates to the community of McGill alumni. En vertu des pouvoirs qui me sont conférés par le Sénat de McGill, je déclare que les candidats dont le nom figure sur la liste officielle des diplômés de l'université qu'ils soient présents ou absents, ont satisfait aux exigences de leur grade, diplôme ou certificat respectif. By virtue of the powers conferred upon me by McGill Senate, I declare that the candidates whose names appear on the university's official list of graduates, whether they be present or absent, have satisfied the requirements for the respective degrees, diplomas, or certificates. By tradition at McGill, we begin with students receiving graduate diplomas, followed by students obtaining undergraduate certificates. After all of the students have been presented, the Chancellor will officially confirm their degrees. I now invite Professor Sarah Liu to present the graduates. Congratulations, class of 2022. Félicitations.
For the Graduate Diploma in Leadership and also the Diploma in Management, Sophie Deon, Dean's Honor List. For the Graduate Certificate in Digital Marketing, Juan Pablo Carias Chaveri. For the Graduate Certificate in International Business, Rod Luisa. For the Graduate Certificate in Leadership, Rula Alchala. For the Graduate Certificate in Leadership, Pierre-Olivier Lemay Lajoie. For the Diploma in Accounting, Mariana Creanga. For the Diploma in Accounting, Frank Equel Eso Equel. For the Diploma in Accounting, Reza Eskandari. For the Diploma in Accounting, Min Han. Thank you. Juan Quevadaras. Anastasia Novitska. Chi Wang. Xiaoyan Wu. For the Diploma in Digital Analytics and Business Intelligence, Liana Agbekayan. Isabel Gagne. Lu Lu. For the Diploma in Human Resources Management, Rama Al Akbar. Anne Guy Basile. Maria Alejandra Castro Plata. Sarina Cavallaro. Ming Pan. Anastasia Karasidis. Amanda Conte. Rana Damlaki. Arati Devnath. Gustavo Esteves Costa. Jennifer Geronimo Barcenes. Alice Gico. Marie-José Guerrier. Dana Habtation. Jennifer Hackett. Sandra Harris. Lilith Isanian. Cody Joy. Olga Ladigina. Liana Mancino. Michael Maslowski. Elisa Migliara. Maria Victoria Miles. Ina Muntian Bors. Farouk Lika Rasoli. Sherry Rosenblum. Nazanin Zeli. For the Diploma in Management in General Management, Lama Al-Kabalan. Sanaz Danesh Sedig. Elizabeth Duran Lara. Danielle Alsher. Michelle Genatri. Pantea Gaderias Fahani. Elham Gadiani. Gideon.
Gideon.
Rebecca Gideon. Karuna Kadam, Dean's Honor List. Hamza Kadura, Dean's Honor List. Dabisha Kohilanathan, Dean's Honor List. Isam Majdulin. Doina Prisakari. Sarah Taha. Mariam Talebi. Mien Qian Yu, Dean's Honor List. For the Diploma in Management in International Business, Erica Garcia Ariza. Alcibiades Ince Moreno. For the Diploma in Professional Practice in Finance, Alexandra Amaya Hernandez, Dean's Honor List. Serge Banowitz. Olga Ivinskaya. For the Diploma in Public Administration and Governance, Marcos Archambo. For the Certificate in Computers and Information Technology, Luisa de Armas. For the Certificate in Computer and Information Technology, Giselle Abu Asali. Noor Alden Al-Haddad. Pamela Easton Samsoon. Ragad Istanbuli. Evgeny Isayev. Mariam Tawadros. William Tai. For the Diploma in Supply Chain and Operations Management, Nadine Abu Suede. Hana Daher. Nael Dayub. Jana Lewis. Yao Rao. Dean's Honor List. Dmitry Sokolov. Okay. For the Certificate in Accounting, also receiving a Certificate in Supply Chain Management and Logistics, Lindsay McLean. Joanna Mastrangelo. For the certificate in accounting and finance, Jing Yu. For the certificate in applied marketing, Talin Gocherian. For the certificate in human resources management, Ariel Agojo. Sofia Alefantes. Lizel Balasabas. Dunia Bekai. Leslie P. Caron, Dean's Honor List. Ariane Ganaptor. Tanya Yanucci. Xiao Yuan Kang. Ursa Lokaitis. Andrew Malice. Maria Michalelis, Dean's Honor List. Christine Moses, Dean's Honor List. Nancy Muhawenimana. Sabrina Paklarian. Sebastian Rasset. Malika Sassi. Rashmi Sivaloganathan, Dean's Honor List. Trina Sky. Judith Sabo. Joanna Isles. Carla Denisa Vlaiku. Okay. For the certificate in management, also receiving a certificate in supply chain management and logistics, Mazen Alia. Maria da Silva Felix. Christopher Dagger. Natasha Diaz. Frank Smith Halawi. Edward Hall. Kevin Key. Simone Leclerc Levesque. Jennifer Scapaticcio. Sylvia Wong. Einar Zapata Werschitz. Lena Zlatkina. Dean's Honor List. For the Certificate in Public Administration and Governance, Charlotte Kunishish. Lisa Phillips. Cindy Poloni. Darlie Poloni. For the Certificate in Public Relations and Communications Management, Paul Kuzma. Eva Marie Louis. For the Certificate in Supply Chain Management and Logistics, Ghazal Arjomand. Sandro Azrak, Dean's Honor List. Lily Chang. Fadia El Sabeh. Mahmoud Nasser, Dean's Honor List. Jonathan Ragas. Cyrus Rajabinejad Somesarai, Dean's Honor List. Ahmad Shraidi. Javier Vasquez Vera. Cheng Yung. For the Certificate in Translation in English to French, Suzy Kaitan Mutiang. For the Certificate in Translation in English to Spanish, Ekaterina Huerta McLean. For the Certificate in Translation in French to English, Nicole Charlie, Dean's Honor List. Rima Abu Elenain. For the Certificate of Proficiency in English for Professional Communication, Dima Al-Taki. Intisar Aldab. Ghazal Al-Khatini. Riyam Al-Nizami. Abir Al-Turk. Hayan Amer. Zaina Babeli. Kaula Baklia Baklia. Tina Bazgandi, Dean's Honor List. Huda Besata. Marina Bules. Elea Bules. Fadma Bulhilat. Nermeen Bolos. Yeneres Diaz Almante. Adama Diop. Hend Eskaf. Gita Edziber. Hannah Farah. Afra Ibrahim. Sarah Kabesh, Dean's Honor List. Nurlan Kadirbekov. Annie-Claude Lemieux. Hamada Masmoum. Liliana Palomino Vargas. Dimitro Pidgrushny, Dean's Honor List. Mary Isabel Pinzon Chaparro. Estefany Rodriguez Velasco. Emil Sahin Sahin. Adia Saifulina. Bara Sharastani. Sunay Yildirim. Sameh Zaki. Razam Zuabi, Dean's Honor List. For the Certificate of Proficiency in English, Language and Culture, Juliana Spinel Lopez. For the Certificate of Proficiency in French for Professional Communication, Iman Farshak. Lillian Lopez Leiva. Okay.
Thank you, Professor Loy, for reading the names of all the graduates who are present today. So I'd like to now ask all of the graduating class to stand, s'il vous plaît, pour toutes les diplômés de se lever. Stephen? Thank you. Okay. In my capacity as Chancellor of McGill University, I declare and confirm that each of you is now entitled to the distinction of the degree, diploma, or certificate that has been conferred upon you with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities that are pertinent thereto. À titre de chancelier de l'Université McGill, je déclare et confirme que chacun de vous a maintenant le droit à la distinction de grade, diplôme ou certificat qui vous a été conféré. avec tous les honneurs, droits, privilèges et responsabilités qui y sont rattachés. Félicitations, congratulations. You may now be seated, and I'll ask our Secretary General, Ms. Adita Rogovska, to make the closing remarks. Adita?
Merci, Monsieur le Chancelier. Chers diplômés, en terminant notre cérémonie, j'aimerais vous laisser avec quelques mots de Margaret Mead. Anthropologue et éducatrice engagée, elle nous offre quelques réflexions formulées comme suit. If we are to achieve a richer culture, we must recognize the whole gamut of human potentialities and weave a social fabric in which each diverse human gift will find a fitting place. So I offer these words to you in the hope that as you go forth in your respective paths and apply the gift of knowledge that has been entrusted to you, you will welcome ideas and actions that promote a more diverse, inclusive, and just society for us and for those who will follow us. In this journey, I and we all wish you the very best of success. Félicitations encore une fois.
Thank you, Adita. So to conclude this ceremony, would you please stand and join Dr. Smith-Bissett in the singing of our national anthem pour conclure la cérémonie, l'hymne national du Canada. Merci.
True patriot love in